Alrighty, so this is our lesson for today. This is what we did today. We spoke about today during our Zoom meeting in the morning. Do all butterflies look the same? And we said no, they do not look the same. They are all different in texture and in color. And we found out that some of them are butterflies and some of them are moths, right? So we have butterflies and butterfly or moth. So butterflies come out during the day, that's what we talk about, and moths come out at night. Then we also said that they have some differences between these butterflies, the butterfly and the moth. The antennas on a butterfly are rounded ends, so they have like a round, like a circular on the end of the antennas. And don't forget, the antennas are also called feelers, right? Because this is what they're feeling with. And they're also smelling with these. And the antennas for a moth are a little bit feathery. We also said that the body for a butterfly is thin and smooth, like it feels smooth. And the moth's body it's thick and it's fuzzy. We also said that the wings for the butterfly are often bright colors. Now in another book we also read that moths, they do have bright colors as well, but most of the moth's wings colors are going to be dull colors, okay? So meaning they're going to be a little bit darker. They're not going to be bright colors like a bright orange, a bright yellow, a bright green. They're going to be a little bit slightly dim, just like the moth that we see here, where it's a little bit brown and black. So those are the differences between a butterfly and a moth. Also, when these insects are at rest, meaning that they're just, they're standing still, this is how their wings look. Of a butterfly, they look up, and for a moth, the wings are down, okay? So most of the time, we're not going to see moths in the daytime. We're going to see them in the nighttime, and I think we have seen these insects at night. I have seen them. I have also seen butterflies. When we were at the playground, we would also see butterflies too. So those are the differences between a butterfly and a moth. Now it says, here are some butterflies and moths you may see in gardens, forests, fields, and backyards, and parks. So these are some types of butterflies that we'll see in the morning time, right, in the daylight. So we have this tiger swallowtail, a cabbage white, a common buckeye, a morning cloak. Then we also have a painted lady. Ooh, that one sounds nice. And then we have the monarch butterfly. Moths. These you have to remember to look for the moths after dark. And we have one that's called Luna, Gypsy. Moths like bright lights. So they do like the bright lights. So that's where we'll see them. We also have another moth called Giant Leopard. Ooh, it has an interesting pattern. And then we have the silk moth. Okay, so these are some differences. We talked about these before. We talked about them earlier. They also have different textures. They have different colors. And then we went over the life cycle of a butterfly. So this is just the life cycle of a monarch butterfly, but the life cycle is the same throughout for moths and for butterflies. They go through the same stages. They have 4 stages. So number 1 is the egg. The monarch lays tiny eggs on a milkweed plant. The eggs will hatch in about 5 days. So it's going to take about 5 days for the little egg to hatch. Once the egg hatches, a caterpillar is going to come out, right? The caterpillar hatches. The caterpillar is also called a larva. Remember, we've been learning these words. So larva. So first is the egg, then the larva or caterpillar. The monarch caterpillar can only eat milkweed leaves. It is fully grown in about 2 weeks. A caterpillar is a larva. As it grows, the caterpillar sheds its skin 5 times. As the caterpillar sheds its last skin, it attaches itself to a plant stem and hangs down. So you could see that in the little picture where the caterpillar, the little yellow caterpillar, is hanging itself down from the stem because it's getting ready. It's preparing itself to build that chrysalis, right? So number 3, so stage 3, a green shell begins to harden around the caterpillar. This shell is called a chrysalis. It protects the caterpillar as it turns into a butterfly. Now it is called a pupa. So in the 3rd stage, this caterpillar, right, is going through a different change, and it's called a chrysalis. So this green hard shell is going to be around the caterpillar, and it's going to be called a pupa now. Stage 4, it's the butterfly. In about 2 weeks, the chrysalis breaks open and a small wet butterfly emerges. Emerges means it's coming out. The new butterfly's wings will plump and dry in about an hour. Okay, so when the 4th stage, when the butterfly comes out, it's not going to fly right away. It has to wait a little bit until its wings dry up, and then it's ready to fly. So then the monarch is ready to fly and drink from its first flower. After they turn to the butterfly, they're going to be looking for some flowers to drink the nectar. Alrighty, so don't forget, we have stage 1, which is the egg, stage 2, which is the caterpillar, or you can call it larva, because that's what it's called. Stage 3, it's the pupa, when it begins to turn into a chrysalis. Stage 4 is when it emerges into a butterfly, right? So that is our life cycle, and we've been going about the life cycle we've been reviewing about the life cycle. And so for a moth, it's the same. It's going to be stage 1, an egg. Stage 2, it's going to be a larva, a caterpillar. Stage 3, it's going to be a pupa, right? But its pupa, it's not going to be called a chrysalis. It's going to be called a cocoon, and I'll show you in a little bit in the next slide. It's a cocoon, and then it's going to be a moth. Sorry, not a butterfly. It's going to turn into a moth. So let's go to the next stage. So this is what I mean. So a moth's cocoon is on the left side, and a butterfly's chrysalis is on the right side. So that is the difference when they're turning into, in stage 3. One is going to be called a cocoon, the other one's going to be a chrysalis. The chrysalis is going to be green, and the cocoon is going to be, it looks like a little woven texture. So that is the differences between the butterfly and the moth. Okay, now we had a read aloud again. So this is the reading time. This was in the morning. We had a read aloud. So let's just quickly click on this link and let's read from the beginning. So this book is called Butterflies by Aaron Frisch. So it says, hello butterflies. Butterflies are flying bugs, right? We said that they're insects. They live on trees. They live in grassy places. Butterflies like to be warm. Butterflies have 6 legs and 4 wings. They have antennas on their heads. Butterfly wings are soft. Many butterfly wings are pretty colors. So that's what we talked about. They have pretty colors, bright colors. Butterflies eat nectar from the flowers. Remember from the read aloud that I just read not too long ago, they stick out their tongue and they're sipping on the nectar. The nectar tastes sweet. This is their food. This is their favorite thing to do. Baby butterflies are called caterpillars, and that's our caterpillar right there. They come out of the egg. Then they become butterflies. Butterflies fly from flower to flower. They look for food, and then they mate. They find the mate. And then that's the end. Goodbye, butterflies. And then we see all these butterflies that just came out from their chrysalis. And that was the end. And then here we just have a picture of a butterfly. We have the eyes, the hind legs, the abdomen, the scales, the antennas. Don't forget the butterflies have the round it-shaped antennas on the feelers on the tip. And the moth is going to have feathery ones. So this is the end of this reading. And then we just have our glossary, words to know. An antenna are body parts that help a bug feel or smell things. Caterpillars are the name for baby butterflies when they look like worms. Mate is another animal to have babies with because they have to start the cycle all over again, right? To make more of themselves. Nectar is a sweet liquid that flowers make, and that's the food for butterflies. And that is the end of our lesson and our read aloud. And tomorrow we're going to continue talking about the differences between moths and butterflies. We're going to be having 2 read alouds tomorrow. Same thing. Okay? So stay tuned. See you and have a great evening.